Hello and welcome to Reno Rumble. The red and blue teams are now smack bang in the middle of their second challenge to renovate 2 houses in 1 week for 2 deserving couples. 20 years ago, Christine and David lost 2 of their daughters who were tragically killed in car accidents.
You still miss them. There's that part of you that still thinks you're going to wake up and it's a bad dream.
6 years ago, their other daughter, Nikki, was also badly injured in a car accident.
Just recently, Nikki suddenly passed away.
Now they're raising her 8-year-old son, Blake.
We didn't expect at our age then to become parents again. We're not complaining about it, it's just not what we expected.
Oh, thank you for doing this.
To think that we could actually do something that could, change these people's lives, I think was a motivation from the staff.
We need to win this week.
Yeah, of course.
It's not just for us, for Dave and Christine.
Our other couple is firefighter Chris, his paramedic wife Kate, and their 2 kids. They nominated Christine and David for Reno Rumble, and they also volunteer their time to raise awareness on the impact of road trauma on the community.
It is rewarding, the work we do, and we meet people from all walks of life, and I think that we grow a lot from that.
So after the red team were given the style brief from the homeowners,
light, bright and clean.
Fantastic.
their first hurdle was to create a new floor plan, but they came up short.
To be perfectly frank, I don't think either of them are spot on yet.
Oh, good, mate, good.
Would have been nice if they could have had couple of really definite options this morning.
And they weren't crash hot on balancing the budget either.
Timber flooring is going to blow our cash budget by $6 grand.
Tonight, it's the halfway point in the Reno.
We are so far behind, it's scary.
On the blue team, one decision pulls the team apart.
I thought it'd be a great idea to have a little fireplace.
The homeowners said to us they didn't want any fireplace, and you know what?
Oh, so you didn't tell them on purpose. And over at the Reds, they're having building issues.
If you don't come home and help, we go home.
Team issues.
I'd rather be shopping.
Get a team attitude.
Oh.
And police issues.
I just got a call from the police station.
It was probably one of the worst days of mine.
There's only 4 days left until house reveal.
Good morning.
And after losing the judging on their last home reno, the blue team are feeling optimistic this week.
Yeah, I'm happy where the team's at. I don't think we could be any more in front.
But across the park, it's a different story.
Good morning.
The bummer at the moment is the budget, but no one hates anyone for it because it just is what it is.
Expensive taste, mate.
Dude!
I've got a 6-metre walk-in robe and I've got $100 to do it.
See you guys, have fun.
It'll be a tough slog to the finish line for the red team. These guys have been on the back foot since the get-go. Not only did they lose their builder Aiden yesterday to an ear infection,
I couldn't even believe that he'd been powering on with how sick he ended up being.
but they have a tricky house to reno for firefighter Chris, his paramedic wife Kate, and their 2 kids. The challenge is to renovate their home, which was originally designed by the Easter Bunny. It's Rabbit Warren in style, with a bathroom plonked at the end of the hallway.
It was just the weirdest layout of a house I've ever seen.
It felt like we were walking through a maze just to try and get out the back door, so it's just so strange.
So they've had to knock out a number of walls to open up the space. Mother and son Leanne and Dane are looking after the bathroom, dining room and family room.
This is it.
They have immunity from going home this week after receiving the highest score in the last judging. But they still want to deliver the perfect house for the homeowners.
Speaking to Chris and Kate, they wanted an open house. They'd want to be able to talk to each other from the kitchen moving into the lounge room and have big open areas.
This wall needs to go up ASAP.
I know the owners wanted open spaces, But this is definitely overkill.
There's no segregation between the bathroom and the kids' room, so I was hoping that that would have been done last night. So we're running behind.
Because they were disorganised, it's taken 2 days to work out a floor plan. The red team are looking very behind, but not according to Jimmy.
Tonight, obviously, if everything goes to plan, we'll have some sheeting up and hopefully a few rooms gyp-rocked. So we'll hopefully be able to get at least a coat of undercoat on.
Undercoat tonight? Someone tell him he's dreaming.
Hopefully.
Thankfully, Aiden has arrived on site and we'll have them back on track in no time.
When your lead builder is off-site, it scares you a lot and it's quite daunting.
Without him being there, would have been quite a disaster.
You feeling better?
A little bit. Good. In fact, Aiden's only been back on site for 10 minutes and he's already saved the day. He's looked at the trades bill and has found $8,000 in savings.
Money is very tight, and Aiden delivered some really good news in saying that he was able to cut the tiling budget down by $5,000. He also said we could take some money out of our contingency plan, so we took 3 from that and had 8.
It's now up to team captains Hayley and Jimmy to split the money fairly between the 3 couples.
What's happening, guys?
Welcome to our team meeting.
But it's Holly and Steve who really need the moolah. They have an ensuite, master bedroom and walk-in robe to do.
We were severely in the red. We weren't in a good place. To just finish off the basic key items that a master bedroom, ensuite and walk-in room needed, we needed more.
Is it good news?
There is some good news. So, do you feel like you guys could get by with an extra $2,700 or not enough? How much money have you got right now?
We basically, once the bathroom's done, we had $5,000 budget. Curtains, I reckon, are going to come in at about $2,000. Walk-in robe, we're hoping to get down to $5,000.
Now, I've got red flags with them at the moment. We have a supplier, Carpet Court are a sponsor of the show, and they can provide us with pull-down block-out curtains in a voucher. And they are deciding not to go with a block-out blind like that. They're going to pay Carpet Court out of their own cash to do pull-across drapes. Do you have the option to not put in curtains, or do you have to put in curtains?
We have to, because the main thing they said is there has to be black in that room.
Because Chris and Kate do shift work, they want block-out curtains to cut out all daylight while they sleep.
So a lot of natural light comes through that side window. A way of darkening this room when we do need to sleep during the day before shifts and things will be fantastic.
Block-out, yes.
Why don't you get a complete block-out blind, which will come in cheaper, and then
put
you
a pelmet.
We asked the guy, he said it's not going to block it out. They said it has to be pitch black in there.
Okay. We were getting heat for putting curtains in our room, which was the specific brief of the homeowner.
If it was me, I would be getting a block-out blind that's within the budget, and if I could afford a curtains at the end of the week, I'd be putting them up. That's my opinion. If you want to spend $2,000 on curtains when you could get them within your vouchers, go ahead, and that's up to you, but you cannot come crying at the end of the week that you've got no money to style with, because we just gave you almost $3,000.
Oh, it was so frustrating because it was made out as though we were making a high-end purchase of something that wasn't really required.
You take that call. That's up to you, right? They need to really think about their curtain situation. $2,000 on curtains. Silly, silly, silly. We don't have that money.
Across Melbourne, the Blues are firing ahead. With demo done and gyprock going up, this home is getting a monster makeover that will hopefully bring some joy to Christine and David, who tragically lost their daughter Nikki just a few short weeks ago.
We've been very fortunate growing up, and I just can't think of what it's like to be Christine and David and wake up each day and still smile. If anything, you know, even our blue team don't win this week, it's more just to think, wow, like, we have just learnt something from them.
Newlyweds John and Lisa will be transforming the dining and kitchen area this week. But they can't agree on John's piece de resistance for the kitchen, a mirrored splashback.
That mirror grey looked awesome there.
You know what, though? It's going to be really hard to clean, and she's not going to like it. Because her exact words were, I want easy cleaning.
I
just heard in there that Christine is a mad cook.
Ooh.
Yes, loves cooking. So this better be something Schmidt at least.
Deck it out for you, don't worry about that.
That's functional and easy to clean.
Of course, yeah. If it was me and I had to clean that everyday oil, water crap that gets on it, you'd piss
No matter what, you
off.
still got to clean a splashback.
Yeah, but not as much as a mirror. You need Windex every day. Splashbacks just like wipe over it with a sponge and it's done.
This is a new glass. It's a mirror grey, so it's a mirror, but it's got a grey tone in it. I think it's about time somebody steps outside the box and takes a risk.
I think it's just going to come down to finding out if the product's available first, the mirrored splashback, and fighting it out, John and I.
Adjoining the kitchen and dining area is the living room, which married couple Scott and Nadia are renovating. They're also team captains this week, which means making sure everyone works together.
This week, we made communication our key priority.
So just keeping everybody in the loop about every last detail.
Last week, Scott and Nadia kept the rest of the team in the dark about the front garden plans. And Sarah and Renee weren't happy.
Have you guys seen the design board I sent to Scott?
No.
Okay.
Oh, I haven't got that through. Oh, Scotty, you've been hiding it from us.
I'm spewing. I'm livid. Livid.
This week, Scott and Nadia are relying on a bioethanol fireplace as their trump card.
Because Dave and Christine said they were into meditation and all that sort of stuff, I thought it'd be a great idea to have a little fireplace, because they are very sort of, you can sit and stare at it for hours like a fish tank.
But when Scott drops the news at his morning meeting, the girls give the team captain a dose of his own medicine. Sarah and Renee were told by the homeowners they didn't want a fireplace, but they've chosen not to tell Scott and Nadia.
Scott and Nadia are popping in a fireplace. Well, that's a silly idea, isn't it?
In the brief that Dave and Christine gave us, they didn't want a fireplace at all.
I've got to be at the fireplace business by about 1.
Yeah, oh.
We're all working really well as a team. I think, you know, we've really got to act together. On the outset, we seem to be working really cohesively.
Look, the thought crossed my mind for a brief millisecond to tell them, and they went, no, don't. If we're the team to lose this week, they can go home over that.
Coming up,
We need a bit of a chat.
is it game over for the red team?
Haley, this is a very bad situation. If you don't come home and help, we go home.
This is ridiculous.
No.
It's a blistering day in Melbourne, with the mercury well and truly in the 40s. While the girls are in air-conditioned shopping comfort, the boys are melting under the midday sun.
Oh, that is the go.
Luckily, Dane has come to the rescue.
Water, Ado?
It's close to 42 degrees and I've just been running around handing out waters. We still have plenty of days to go and I don't want anyone falling down because of dehydration.
The water's supposed to go in your mouth, Dane.
Cool down from handing all those waters out. It's tough work.
Even though he was in the fridge a lot, looking for the water.
Oh, we're being so mean today.
Brutal.
While the boys continue to put up the many, many frames in the house, the girls are at Beacon choosing their lights. Team captains Hayley and Jimmy are renovating the kitchen and kids' room. Super shopper Hayley is done like a dinner in 2 minutes.
Both those patterns are in my room.
That's perfect. That is so good.
I know. But then Leanne took so long.
I think it was because the judges put me off like the week before, so I sort of walked into the shop and I was just like, oh my God, what pendant am I going to pick?
In the last judging, Colin and Justin were left in the dark with Leanne's lighting choices.
This is weird, though. Come on, that light. It's a little bit Game of Thrones, isn't it?
So after losing confidence, Leanne calls son Dane. Being a Sparky, he should be able to pick out the perfect light in no time.
Okay, there is a long, narrow LED black.
I feel like our major strengths are our confidence in making decisions.
First one's, we're just heading a bit too industrial. I don't like the bird's nest looking one. I think it'll look silly.
We're both very strong-minded people. We both are very honest. We both know what we want.
Work efficiently, work quicker. They were just backwards and forwards for so long.
OK, right, well, you know what else we could do then? I can get a lamp.
Oh, my God, this is getting bad.
And are you sure you want that other shorter one over the table? You don't think that's an overkill?
I'm about to fall asleep. Here's the difference between the couples like Holly and Steve and Dane and Leanne versus Hayley and Jim. I just make the decision and it's done. No consulting. Well, don't call him. Just do it. Be a badass.
Just get it done.
Just get it done.
1, 2. I only get 4.
Okay, see what you get here.
The mothers know best, Dane.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't. Just stop there.
Just be quiet.
Shush.
Long shopping trips means less hands on deck back at the house. It's now mid-afternoon and Aiden is concerned about the red team's lack of progress.
Jimmy, we need a bit of a chat.
What's that?
I don't know if you guys realise how
behind we
are at the moment. Yeah, I want to show you something.
What's that?
This was taken at the other house.
Blue team's basically about a day ahead of us, and they've got their gyprock up, they've got their floors down, and we are so far behind, it's scary. I understand. I get what you're saying.
Get the picture?
Yep.
If they're like that, and we're like this, and we don't catch up, you and Hayley or Stephen Holly are going home.
It was crunch time. Our sense of urgency wasn't there. Everybody had to come back to site and just start working. Hello.
Hi, can you do me a favour?
No, you need to listen to me. We have just been, basically, I've just been pulled aside by Aiden, and he's told me that the blue team have gyprocked and their floors have gone down, and we are a day behind them. So you guys need to come home straight away and start helping.
We thought we were actually tracking quite well. We had no idea that the blue team was so far in front of us it wasn't funny.
This is very bad that you're making us come home.
Hayley, this is a very bad situation. If you don't come home and help, we go home.
Calm your farm. This is ridiculous.
Whatever. Bye.
It's halfway through the Reno week. The Blues are well and truly on track.
That's me, Blue! Woo-hoo!
With most of the gyprock now up, they can concentrate on furniture assembly.
Oh, my God, how does this go on?
And fight over design decisions. This morning, newlyweds John and Lisa discussed having a mirrored splashback for their kitchen.
It's going to be really hard to clean, and she's not going to like it.
With that in mind, John's decided to order the splashback anyway.
We've gone for mirror grey, is that right?
Yeah, grey mirror.
Lovely, lovely. All right, good stuff, mate. You're a champion. When I got the phone call for the glass splashback, it was the only thing I wanted to hear all week, and I was wrapped. I couldn't be more excited.
And now John is ringing Lisa to give her the exciting news.
Hey, John.
Lise, I just got a phone call from the splashback company.
Got the good news?
What's the good news?
They can do it.
Right, and they also can get you a graphite mirrored tile too.
Yeah, but it's tiles. Everyone's using tiles. This is a great mirror.
Okay, you don't know what it's going to look like, but you want it in there. I'm just telling you now, it's going to come down to this. She is going to go nuts cleaning a mirrored splashback every single day. So that is going to be a huge, factor. Personally, I would hate it. I'd be so frustrated if someone put that in my house and I have to clean that with Windex.
But regardless of it's tiles, you still got to clean it. Whether you have glass or whether you have tiles, you still have to clean it. You have to clean a tiled splashback.
Not as mirror. It's about form and function. How many times have they repeated that over and over? And if someone says to you, I want easy cleaning in my kitchen, and you give them a glass splashback, let's be honest,
John hasn't been in the kitchen. He only goes into the kitchen to eat or open the fridge. I just was so nervous, and I know when John insists on something, it is really hard to change his mind. But you know what? I'm going to send you the visa details. You can pay for it, call, pay for it, get it installed. It's your problem, not mine.
Picking a splashback that doesn't match the owner's brief could be the difference between staying and going home.
I'm trying to just put it to John that this isn't going to be a very good idea, not with the judges and not with the homeowners. So I don't know how we're going to go with this.
If the splashback doesn't pay off, I'll be back at work next week in Sydney. And possibly divorced.
John and Lisa might worry about going home over a splashback, but the red team are lost in a sea of confusion and despair, as their frames are still going up 4 days into the reno.
If we don't get back on track, it's of one of us that's going home.
Now, after an angry phone exchange between Hayley and Jimmy, the girls have reluctantly arrived back to help with the build.
We're here to save the day. Hi. The reason there was no sense of urgency because there was nothing to be urgent about. At that time, that's how everyone felt, the whole team. We thought we were actually tracking quite well.
Jimmy has called a team meeting to work out a game plan, but Hayley's not interested.
Tell you what, there better be a catastrophe here.
You drop the attitude.
You don't, it's okay, you don't need to be like that.
No, you don't need to be like that. This is serious. This is a serious situation.
What is serious in there right now?
Hayley's response probably was a little bit lacklustre. Jimmy was quite upset and really trying to push his point, and he felt like Hayley was almost being sarcastic.
Hayley, you are acting like there's nothing wrong.
Before we left, James, there wasn't wrong. So tell us what's happened. We've just come back. Yep, tell us.
Now we're in a situation which is dire. Like, we are in trouble. I don't know, I just didn't feel like she was taking anything seriously and then kind of putting it on me that
It wasn't about me taking it seriously. I took it seriously. I just thought maybe you were making the situation sound a lot worse than what it actually was.
It seems like you don't actually want to be here.
No, I don't. I'd rather be shopping, but we're here to help.
I know,
so
but this is it. Can you please get a team attitude going?
You just understand that we've just come back and now you're really mad at us.
I'm not mad at you. Okay. I'm mad at your attitude.
Oh, why were we so fine this morning and within 4 hours we've now lost the week? I was just like, I don't believe it. We can't hang plaster and lay floorboards.
Why not?
What? Okay, great. Let's go do that.
Try. Me being the messenger, she was second-guessing everything I was saying. She had to actually get it from the horse's mouth.
I just want to show you something. This is...
Maybe I've got a different level of seriousness to what Jimmy does.
This is about 4 or 5 hours ago.
Okay.
This was taken,
Yeah.
right? At the other house.
Wow.
So I literally saw the penny drop inside her face.
Well, we're not going to be plastering tonight. We haven't finished framing yet.
Okay.
It went like this.
Did we do the same face? Oh.
I don't know. My penny's probably weird, different than yours.
You know, it's not nice to talk about it, but if Blue House finish a house and we don't, you and Jimmy or Holly and Steve are going home, and we don't want that.
After Hayley's big reality check, the girls spend the next couple of hours putting in some hard labour.
Oh, sorry. I have arachnophobia. Everything that touches me is weird.
With everyone pitching in, the team have a system to get the frames all up by day's end.
Once these frames are straightened up, girls can throw insulation in, the boys can be throwing gyprock up, and the plasterers moving through behind us, flushing off. In an ideal world, that's how it's going to go down, but there's still a lot of other areas that need attention.
You're not wrong, Steve. In the next 2 days, the Reds will need to finish framing, wire electrics through the house, build 2 bathrooms, a living room, family room, 2 bedrooms, install a walk-in robe, install a kitchen, buy all sorts of sofas, chairs, tables, beds, soft furnishings, and of course paint the entire house. But apart from that, they're pretty much done. And on the subject of painting, Stuart from E-Colour has arrived. He's got the paint. They just don't have the walls.
We've got a pile of colours here to choose for the main bedroom and also for the kids' bedroom. Looks like you're still a little way off painting.
Yep, but
Don't mention that.
It's best not to mention the wall, Stuart. But the good news is all the frames are up, which means there's nothing left for the team to do while the plasterers get on with the gyprock. After another Reno busting day, the teams are exhausted. Little do they know, the homeowners are treating everyone to a good old Aussie barbie. Oh, here they come. Troops, I know you've been working very, very hard on our beautiful homes, and our lovely homeowners thought they'd like to cook you a beautiful meal.
Thank you.
Folks, come on.
Come on,
That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Christine and David have had an excruciating past 20-odd years.
Yeah.
They've had 3 daughters that were involved in car accidents, and the girls were all passengers.
So, how have you guys been coping this week?
You can't stop thinking about it, sort of.
Yeah.
That's all that's running through your mind.
Yeah.
You're not alone.
We've been thinking about it a lot too, don't worry.
Yeah.
I just think they're such strong people to be able to forge on with life and do it together. They're just amazing, beautiful people. I wish there were more people like that in the world.
The kids have been working on something.
That's amazing. Literally looks like you. It's uncanny.
You legend. Look at that.
Maybe I can wear this once we clean ourselves on my day off. I can wear it on my day off. Meeting the homeowners at base camp really gave us that final push, you know. They bought presents for us. We were all here for a competition, but it brought back that element of why we're doing it. And it really did give you a boost to keep pushing through.
We're really excited. We really are.
Thank you.
We're just a big family of love.
Coming up,
Nowhere near ready, man. Looks like I'm in the wrong house.
it's problem after problem for Steve and Holly.
I just got a call from the police station.
No, I know I didn't. I wouldn't know if I didn't come.
It's only 3 days until reveal. And from the looks of it, it's a one-horse race to the Reno finish line. The blue team have galloped ahead with insulation and gyprock almost done. The red team, however, are still lagging way behind. The 2 wet areas are still without walls, which is a bit of a problem when your tilers arrive to start work.
Unbelievable. Hey, Steve!
Married couple Steve and Holly renovating the master bedroom, walk-in robe and ensuite.
When Fabian got here today, he was pretty raw.
It's nowhere near ready, man. Looks like I'm in the wrong house.
Fab was expecting to be waterproofing our bathroom and then jumping straight into Dane's. The issue with that was we didn't even have gyprock on the walls.
Hurry up, Steve!
Righto, what's going on?
I mean, look at it.
Yeah, look, the build's behind. We're
Behind? The build is behind.
Yeah, real behind.
Look at the other one.
Yeah, no, the other one's definitely not better.
We need to waterproof this, waterproof that, 2 coats, have enough time for drone to start tiling tomorrow.
Yep.
As soon as I've done this, I've got to go to the other house, man. I've got to waterproof the other house.
If you can give us half an hour, I'll have a clean ready for you to go.
I'm going to put the stopwatch.
You can put a stopwatch on, mate. Righto, mate.
You got half an hour.
Give us 30. All right, boys, we got half an hour. Let's hustle. We're under the pump.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Time's up.
We're good to go, man. Look, if there's anything else you need in here.
Now, just this piece before the glue dries.
Yep, get that on and...
But that's not urgent. All right, good.
Close shave, Steve, because no one wants to see Fabian's angry side. Unlike the red team, the blue team are so far ahead, they need to restock building supplies. And it's John's task to find out what everyone needs.
Made a huge list from painting all the way to things the chippies needed, so it's a pretty important list. So I headed off to Bowen's with all the confidence.
So excited, and I just can't hide. No,
list for Bowen. The only thing I forgot to actually take to Bowen's was my list that I'd been planning and putting down stuff all day.
Told you can't send a man shopping. I knew it. That's why I go shopping. Anyway.
With supplies for the whole house on this list, it's not the kind of thing you want to be losing.
Renee, look, I'm out here at Bowen's. I don't know where I put that list. Can you think of what else I need?
You've got to be kidding me. Oh, God. Oh, I've never had a brother, but if he was my brother, I'd probably give him a few touch-up because he chokes my chicken a little bit.
No, I'm not joking.
Didn't you have door handles or something?
Oh, door handles, that was right, yes. Simo, yeah.
Don't forget the define for the bed.
What size was that?
Hi, lovely.
I got door handles, okay?
How many rolls of black plastic did you get?
2 rolls.
No, get more. Get 6. Sanding discs.
Sanding discs, that's what I need. Sandpaper.
John,
Renee?
can you get a paint chart as well, please?
About 10 telephone calls later. They don't know what the hell they're doing over there. Can't remember what they need. It's been an absolute schmozzle.
He's hopeless, that one.
Coming up is a highway to hell for Holly.
I wouldn't know if I hit a car.
And later...
That was very explicitly stated, no fireplace.
So you didn't tell them on purpose? There's bad blood in the blue team.
I'm done.
With just 3 days to go, blue team's Reno is in full swing.
Being today, being the day it is, deliveries galore. So out with the tradies, in with the goods.
Scott and Nadia might be the sheriffs for the Blues this week, but country girl Renee has elected herself deputy of deliveries.
So then we can go, Renee and Sarah, Scott and Nadia, you guys, this stuff can go along, that mattress can go there, and then we'll get the stuff from the front and put it here. So then by half an hour when the Freedom turn up, then we can put the other stuff in, and then we're done. Go, go, go. John, what are you doing? Oh. All right. Steady, go steady. Straight through. Flick it up the other way. You need to be careful coming up here. Big bossy boots I was. But I think it worked out for the best. Jono, what are you been doing, John?
You would think Renee's still back in Mount Isa the way she's herding cows.
Whipping the sheep. Hey, small boxes, Renee.
Mate, you don't have to organise me, mate. All I can say is the blue team's very lucky to have me because I have got structure in place for our item delivery. Perfect, right?
Thanks, Mum.
Come on. Oh. Come on.
With deliveries done for the day, Renee's keen to crack on with her space, master bedroom.
So the brief for the house in the master bedroom was to be quite tranquil, relaxing, somewhere where they could read a book or have a little bit of time out.
Serenity is simplicity in this case. Their bedroom features strong timber side tables, artwork, low-hanging lamps and a comfy chair in the corner.
High heels, boots, sneakers, thongs.
Homeowner David loves his shoes, so Renee and bestie Sarah are making sure there's still plenty of rack space for Christine.
Oh, Cinderella. Can't get much better than that. It's pretty good.
It's really good.
The kitchen is starting to be assembled, but John's got only one thing on his mind.
Perfect. Well done, boys. Just double checking that the splashback, glass splashback we ordered is going to fit. So it's looking good at the moment until it goes in. Still a bit touch and go, but yeah, I think we'll be all right.
Well, John, if they don't like the splashback, at least the homeowners will love their solar panels thanks to AGL. It's going to save them bucket loads on their electricity bill. Hello.
Hello, Scotty. Hi.
Hey, Paul.
How are you,
Nice to
Paul?
meet you. It's Paul from AGL Solar. He's been putting the solar panels on the roof, which you've seen. There's lots of them up there. This unit here, this will run the house most of the time and save them a fortune. How good's that?
That's fabulous.
Thank you, champion.
Thank you very much.
Well done, buddy. Good job. Come on, son. Over on the red team, the guys have picked up steam. The walls are almost complete. Jimmy and Hayley's kitchen has been installed.
It's a massive kitchen. It'll just be like a big open space, so I think they'll love it.
While the rest of the team is working full speed, Holly is out looking for an occasional chair for their master bedroom. Last week, the judges were underwhelmed by her lack of imagination.
It felt to me like a pale painted room with some office furniture. I need to see a bit of action that makes me think that it's something more than simply a spare room with an L-shaped office desk.
Now Holly's feeling the pressure to pick the perfect chair.
Starting to get a little bit concerned that I don't have enough popper colour in that room. It's really hard for me with the whole colour thing. I think I might just have to bite the bullet and put a colourful chair in because I don't want to be called plain and beige again.
Good decision, Holly. See, shopping on Reno Rumble is easy.
Thanks so much for your help, guys. It's really awesome.
It's the drive home you really have to worry about.
Hello.
Hey, are you all right?
I lost my chair.
You lost your chair.
Yeah.
What, is it gone?
Hang on, my phone's about to die. Yeah, it's gone. It's in the middle of the road.
All right. Don't stress. Is it safe to go get it?
No.
I was heading down the freeway. I had to go to Bowen's to pick up some stuff for the boys back at the house. Went over the bridge, gust of wind, picked up my chair and threw it off the back in slow motion.
Oh, I lost my chair. I was so happy with it.
It's just a chair. We can try and find some money. We'll come up with a solution. It's not worth you jumping on the freeway for it.
Yeah.
All right?
Okay, I'll see you when I get back.
All right, love you.
Love you, bye.
It's clear the pressure of the week has finally caught up with Holly. But as they say, the show must go on. She now has to pick up some building supplies from Bowen's. Luckily, Steve has already received some good news about the runaway chair.
Hey, babe.
Hey, how are you, gorgeous?
Yeah, not too bad.
I think we've got the chair situation sorted back here.
Yeah, don't freak out about the chair.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
They have a chair sitting there that's been reclaimed from the freeway.
Is it like, did they say it's like one chair or is it like bits of a chair?
Sounds like it could be a whole chair.
There's a team that collects things that fall off cars on the freeway, and apparently their warehouse is quite full, so that kind of made me feel a bit better about myself. I think my chair was like one of 10 chairs.
It's happy days for about 2 minutes until Aiden receives a call.
All right, thank you.
So I gave Holly a call to see if she was all right with what had happened on the freeway. Ada literally walked over to me at that point and said,
I just got a call from the police station. She's hit a car in the car park or something at DFO and driven off.
I didn't know what severity it was. Like, they just said she's hit another car, so I was a bit freaked out by that. Aiden supposedly reckons he got a call from the police station saying that his car has hit another car in a car park.
So just when I was thinking that my day could not possibly get any worse, it was the police. I got called from the police. So...
I don't think you did, though.
Oh, I know I didn't. I wouldn't know if I hit a car. It was probably one of the worst days of my life.
Coming up...
Some teams might have made some bad choices.
Storms are brewing on the blue team. So you didn't tell them on purpose?
Lucky we don't have sharp knives in the kitchen.
I'd have a few on my back, I think.
Just over 2 days to go, the blue team's Reno is in full swing. So Shell and I have dropped in to check out the progress.
Knock, knock, knock. Anyone home? Hello, house captains. How are you?
Hiya. Hi, darling.
How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you.
This is extraordinary, the change you've made in here.
I think from the moment that we all walked in, everybody was just like, no, we've got to open it right up.
100%. You've
Just
got
got
a
it.
beautiful flow from kitchen, dining,
Yeah.
lounge.
I'm just shocked at how different it actually is. That's cool, great idea. Get some
the
natural light in
Veluxes are
here.
beautiful, aren't they?
Yeah.
And we've got this here too, Shell. Very nice.
It is lovely, and I can see how a fireplace certainly adds wow factor to a living area. I personally have safety concerns for Blake. He's a young boy with a few developmental issues, and having a fire in your lounge room.
It's bioethanol.
Yep. Okay.
So it only lasts, I mean, you decide when you use it, you have to fill it, and it only lasts for about 4 hours until it runs dry.
And you can turn it off and put it out.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and there's no switch to actually
There's
turn
no
it on
switch
or
to
anything
turn it
like
on.
that. Okay, I think we've just got to be really clear with Christine and David that we have thought this through and that these are all the options you have to turn it on and off, and that it's very safe and it's very quick to extinguish.
Yeah, Shell raised some concerns with the fireplace. Scott's always wanted a fireplace in the living area, but that's why we got this specific design so that it can switch on and off in an instant.
Look, there's nothing as lovely as an open fire in your lounge room. I get that. I just, as a mum, I have an issue with it.
Less than 2 days to reveal. Are you starting to feel the pinch? What do you reckon?
Yeah,
All
2
right,
days to reveal.
I'm done.
Right next door to Scott and Nadia is Lisa and John, who are looking after the dining and kitchen area. Well, you can't go wrong with a Freedom Kitchen, can you?
Are you amazed at the transformation of this area?
Oh, it's incredible.
Completely opened up. We love it.
Now, listen, we're going to have to whisper now. If the blue team happens to lose, do you think you're going to have done enough in the dining room and the kitchen to stay on top in the Blues and stay in the game?
I think we're okay if it's particularly going to come down to function and the brief. I think if we're really going off that, we've got sort of the upper hand because we've focused a lot on what they want. It's their home at the end of the day.
But not everyone on the blue team is taking the same approach. You've seen what the other team members are doing. Do you think you've done enough to be on top of the blue team?
Oh, look, some teams might have made some bad choices. It makes us look better.
So if, worst case scenario, the blue team loses,
We're not going home.
you're not going home.
No, we're not. If the blue team loses, that's one thing, but we won't be the lowest scoring couple on that blue team. Be reassured with that.
So who is going home?
We know Scott and Nadia, they've popped in a fireplace, and we know that was very explicitly stated no fireplace, and their owners didn't want one.
No, hang on a minute. So you guys knew that. How did you know that and they didn't?
Christine and David had said in the bedroom that they didn't want a romantic, no fireplaces, like it was in their briefing that they had just said that.
The homeowners said to us they didn't want any fireplaces in their bedroom or anything, so we took that as they didn't want a fireplace at all in the house.
And you know what?
Oh, so you didn't tell them on purpose?
So we're sort of a team. We're not really a team. We're kind of a team to get the job done.
Sarah's playing solo here.
See, I would like to think that Christine and David's requests come first. Out there, that's a big issue. That's a big issue for me. That's going to be a big issue for them.
Jelly and Scotty were mortified that Sarah thought this was awesome.
Oh, I think if it was a real
bad.
fireplace, it would have been...
bad.
What about went down the track if we split the teams up?
Oh, I've already planned that in my head.
Oh my God, I'm leaving.
I think I'm going to go with Shelley.
Good strategy.
I'm out. So Sarah might look pretty on the outside, but she's a bit of a mongrel underneath.
See ya. Plotting all the way.
You know, lucky we don't have sharp knives in the kitchen.
I'd have a few on my back, I think.
As the day draws to an end, it's knives down. I mean, tools down for another day. Holly has had to march herself to the police station after being accused of hitting a parked car with Aiden's ute.
It's not even a ding, so I can't see it. I didn't mean to leave the car here.
Good news, Holly. Now you can sleep easily. Eventually. With so many rooms to spray paint before reveal, both the red and blue teams have worked out a strategy.
Take the knot.
The red team are working in shifts. The girls tape while the boys sleep, and the boys paint while the girls sleep.
At this stage, I am absolutely worried about how much work is left to go. This is insane. We are not getting it done.
But it is all in for the blue team.
We're definitely going to be here all night. It's going to be a long night. We'll check in later.
Monday night, 2 complete houses are delivered and someone is going home. But just over 24 hours earlier, a late-night paint party
It was very much like pow, pow, pow.
was followed by a very sobering morning.
You're not even close.
Huge kick in the guts.
I was really irritated, actually.
The pressure has never been greater.
And now we've got less than 24 hours.
We need to get paintbrushes in hands and actually start getting productive.
So it's chaos. It is chaos.
Tools down.
I think we delivered a really beautiful home and it's got some really awesome sort of aspects to it design-wise.
Welcome, gentlemen. Come on in.
When our international judges arrive, they have some great news.
A delicious kitchen deserves a delicious eat.
And I have some very bad news. I have to tell you, it's never happened before, but the homeowners have rung me today. Literally, they rang me this afternoon and said, it's got to go. But I can tell you that someone in your team did know, and I'll leave it at that.